Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is the 1st of February 2025. Happy new month to everyone. The top news in crypto is as follows. We will start with news from America, specifically in California, which has introduced Bitcoin rights in a modified bill for digital assets. This modification ensures that the 40 million residents of California have the right to self-custody of their crypto, something that was not previously legislatively prohibited, but is now explicitly protected. We are gradually seeing many states include similar provisions in their legislation, reinforcing the right of individuals to self-custody their crypto without external interference. Staying in America, we move on to Mr. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, who stated in his letter to investors that the so-called decentralized finance is an excellent innovation that makes markets faster, cheaper, and more transparent. However, he also warned that this same innovation could undermine America's economic advantage if investors begin viewing Bitcoin as a safer asset than the dollar. In many parts of the world, citizens, due to weaker economies, exchange their local currency for US dollars, using the dollar as a store of value. This has significantly strengthened the dollar's global influence. However, if people in these countries start seeing Bitcoin as a better alternative, which it arguably is, this could weaken the dollar's dominance. Moving on to Mr. Trump, it has come to light that the Trump family controls 60% of World Liberty Finance. A newly formed entity linked to the former US president confirms that 60% of this financial institution is under the Trump family's control. Since we are discussing the Trump family, let's take a look at what his two sons, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr., are doing. They are now entering the cryptocurrency mining sector. Specifically, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. have signed a deal through their company, American Data Center, with a new company called American Bitcoin. They will acquire a 20% stake in the company, while the remaining 80% will be owned by Hut 8, a publicly traded cryptocurrency mining firm with 61,000 Bitcoin mining machines. Eric Trump will serve as the strategic leader and is planning to develop a Bitcoin reserve within this new entity. Moving on from the Trump family, which is increasingly expanding its presence in the crypto market, we turn to Elon Musk. He has clarified that the US government has no plans to adopt Dogecoin. During a public Q&A session, Musk explained that Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, has no plans to his knowledge to use Dogecoin, nor does the US government. As a result, Dogecoin has dropped by 9.1% in the 7-day chart. From the US, we now turn to South Korea, where crypto adoption is widespread. The number of South Korean cryptocurrency users has exceeded 16 million, following what appears to be a boost following US President Donald Trump's election win last November. With South Korea's population at 51.7 million, this means that over 30% of the country's residents use crypto. Moving on from different countries, let's look at the cryptocurrency exchanges. Today we focus on Binance, which appears to be the dominant exchange in the crypto market, holding a 41.87% market share based on BTC spot trading volume. According to this chart, Binance leads the market, while Crypto.com, Bybit, OKX, and Coinbase compete for second and third place. For now, Binance remains the leader in BTC spot trading volume. Speaking of Binance, I also want to make a quick correction. In the previous episode, I mentioned a specific project, GAN, which is listed on Binance Launch Pool and has a high chance of being listed on the exchange. Having said that, Binance's head of marketing in Greece contacted me and told me that every token that enters Binance Launch Pool later appears on Binance with 100% certainty, so we can expect GAN to be listed on Binance as well as other major exchanges such as Gate.io and KuCoin. Finally, moving on to today's cryptocurrency, and we'll focus on a project that is centralized on one thing, and we will go to Cardano and DREPs. According to Tempo, which is a tool that analyzes the various DREPs for Cardano, at the epoch 548, we see that in order for a proposal to pass through the DREPs, only 14 DREPs are needed to achieve a 50% positive or negative vote. So in very simple terms, as you have already understood regarding the DREPs in Cardano, who are the representatives of the community, somewhat like MPs, we see that Cardano is centralized. Fortunately, for a proposal to pass or not in Cardano, in addition to the DREPs, both the SPO and the Regulatory Commission must also sign off. As far as we know, these two entities I mentioned are quite decentralized. However, regarding the DREPs, we see that Cardano has a lot of work to do, and the community must start distributing its aids to smaller DREPs so that power is more evenly shared. Having only 14 entities necessary to approve or reject a proposal from the DREPs is not an ideal situation. Moving on, let's look at the crypto market. Bitcoin currently stands at $83,000, and at these prices, the strategy buys $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, bringing its total holdings to 528,185 Bitcoin. Metaplanet is issuing new bonds to raise $13.3 billion to buy more Bitcoin. Meanwhile, Marathon Digital, MARA, is offering shares to raise $2 billion for Bitcoin purchases. That wraps up the top news for crypto. Today is the 1st of February, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.